This is Water Elemental.
And this is Axis, and we are here today to talk about the League of Legends. A little show we do. We talk about what's going on with Riot Games.
And what's not going on with Riot Games.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Haha! For once.
We had a couple of interesting things this week. We had a patch with a couple of big things in it. Spectator mode finally came out.
Missing the champion that's been waited on for about 4 weeks now.
Well, we're kind of used to it at this point. But we got a couple of cool things as well. We got some new skins with the same patch. We got a really cool new bundle for sales. And, of course, some really cool stuff.
And also some new merchandise that you might be excited
Merchandise?
for. New merchandise. I don't think you've seen this yet.
Wow. And they announced the $5 million tournament that they've sort of been baiting us with ever since Season 2 started. But probably the thing everyone's really excited about is the Spectator mode. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this.
I personally, I love, the one thing I thought that stood Dota out from League of Legends was the fact that they had that Spectator mode and you could just jump in and out. But now that League of Legends has it, it kind of takes the draw away from Dota a bit, and then League has it now, so the one main draw to it is gone.
I mean, Dota has a lot of different
I know.
draws, but Spectator mode definitely is something we've all been waiting for way too long, and it's good that they finally did it. But again, I would have preferred that they did it earlier.
Yeah, have you checked it out yet? Because I've done a few
I
things.
don't like to watch. I like to do. You know.
I've been watching you play.
Really?
I have been.
You're a creeper.
Well, because I'm bored and I see you on and you're like 15 minutes into a game. I'm like, well, I'll see how he's doing. I pop in and I sit there
You
and
just see me swearing at people.
Yeah,
How could you do
I
it?
do. It's pretty great seeing the chat logs from both
Oh
teams.
goodness.
But I like as far as a shoutcaster perspective on it, and I'm working on stuff like that. It's really nice because you can't really use your mouse for it, but instead you have one hand on the WASD keys, or not the WASD keys, but on your arrow keys, and the other one's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then Q, W, E, R, and T. And the top row is for the blue team, and the bottom row is for purple. So you can, as long as you know the order, you can just flick through people really fast.
Yeah, no, it's really easy. You can do it with your left hand, so you can leave your right hand free, to do whatever while you're watching.
And it has all cooldowns, all sorts of stuff. You can see everything. It's really great.
So you can have your right hand free to do whatever
Yes.
while you're tabbing through and watching people.
We get it. You like making fajitas with your right hand.
Fajitas.
Of course. Anyways, let us know what you guys think about the system. I personally think it's a great addition to the game, adds a lot. And
But I don't know. I like low recorder, to be honest.
I like low recorder too.
And I mean this is totally separate in terms of what it is, but if they ever implement a replay system in addition, which is another thing they can do with ease now that they have the Spectator mode down, I think that'd be even better.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But with that came the patch. It's kind of an interesting patch. They did a couple of reworks, a couple of changes. The big thing everyone's kind of talking about is Rise. They made Rise a little bit more crazy. They made him have less of that, lol, I can build tanky and do massive amounts of DPS. I mean, before he's an amazing champion.
I'll get Mana Crystal. I become the unstoppable force.
Literally unstoppable force.
It was so bad.
Hey, I built Banshee's Veil first, and I'm gonna burn you down in about 6 seconds. It was kind of absurd, so I'm glad they retooled his damage a little bit and made his ult more interesting, really.
It is a more interesting ult now. I do have to admit, though, after the changes, there was this guy playing Rise, and he's like, the new Rise patches sucks. But he's playing against a Veigar middle lane, and Veigar hits 6, and at full health, the Veigar melts this Rise. He's like, right, nerfed me. I'm like, they made him better.
They didn't necessarily make him better.
For everybody else.
They didn't necessarily make him better, but they made him weaker in the sort of tanky role, which is good.
Because he's a mage.
But they gave him more options as far as builds, which is, in my opinion, probably for the best.
Yeah, but
because there were a lot of AP items that are really good for casters, but he just couldn't pick them up because it just wasn't worth it for the damage.
Yeah, that is true. A lot of people don't realize that Rise builds off mana.
Mm-hmm. Another cool change that they did, they made Soraka a little bit different. They nerfed her a little bit more. I mean, Soraka dumbs down games, and I hate it, and it sucks. and so I'm glad they changed her a little bit. They buffed Arella again.
Wait. Right, buffed Irilla?
Yes, and Arella she's probably one of the strongest champions in this game, and they just made her a little bit better early game. And I was playing against her today, and she's just so hard to fight.
Well, looks like Arilla's being a pain in the ass again. Better buff Arilla. Wait, no, Rise, no, no, Rise.
I mean, I get that in sort of high competitive scenes, she might not be doing as well as she used to, but that's good because she was an unstoppable god force before. And
every ban list, you just see, you'd see Morgana.
Well, you couldn't even waste a ban on her because, I mean, it's not like she's crazy, but just at the end of the game, she'll 1v5 your team, and it's a little scary. But another thing they did, they nerfed Lulu. They nerfed Lee Sin. Well, kind of rebalanced him a little bit. And they nerfed Dr. Mundo. So a lot of good junglers being knocked down. A lot of support being knocked down this patch.
They fixed a lot of the crashing stuff that came with the Hecarim patch,
which is good.
Which is very good.
Another kind of interesting thing, they took away the surrender vote failed for the enemy team. A lot of times, when you hit 26 minutes or whatever, or however long in the game, and you see a surrender vote failed, you just kind of laugh, and you're like, well, we've broken their spirits, this is going to be an easy game. So you don't get that anymore, and it's kind of interesting. I mean...
I kind of, I can see where they're coming from on that, because I'm one of those people where if they lose their spirits and stuff like that, I will ag them on, and knowing that when they start surrendering, you can get to them even more, because the team's fighting about surrendering and not.
Douche!
I feed off that, and it's a legitimate tactic I use where I make them fight between themselves and then they become distracted. And in several games, it's paid off. But it's a douchebag move. But now that I can't see that, I feel that that's a better thing to know about.
I see.
So,
another thing this patch, they changed Deathfire Grasp. For the better, really.
They did.
I mean, they nerfed the total damage. It scales better into late game. And they took out the MP5, which makes it a lot more viable for certain champions. Mordekaiser being the big one. But they made it... I mean, while they made it more viable for certain champions, they made it so it rewards pure AP a lot more than it would any other champions, which is a really good idea, and I'm glad they did that. Honestly, if they just made it so that way, okay, any champion could do 25 or 30%, well, actually closer to 33% of someone's health. They made it so that way, if you're not a pure AP, you're only getting in about 25%, and it's not worth the slot.
I've found my love of Kale again, and as soon as they redid this thing, I'm like, I'm gonna try Kale with my Grasp Fire build, and I'm like, poof! I'm like, oh, this is so much better!
Deathfire Grasp! Gunblade! Swing, 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 swing.
Yeah, I remember when people thought that was a bad build for Gale, and then you're just like, after the rework, they're like, everybody's building like that. I'm like,
champion!
I'm running in with my my Silver Kale, and people are like, oh, look at this classic noob. And I went like, there was a game where Jolly and I played, in the first 5 minutes, they tried to gank the jungle, and he was Jungle Mundo. Unfortunately, low recorder broke that day because it was a patch day. But 4 of their team walk up, and we each get 2 kills off of them, and from there, I just, like, snowballed out of control.
Nice.
But it's a good thing they did. I'm kind of glad that they took the MP5 out.
The other thing I'm excited for is the Morello's Evil Tome buff.
Oh, yeah.
It has Grievous Wounds activation right now, which, if you don't know, Grievous Wounds reduces healing and regeneration by 50%.
So good.
Seconds. Really good change. Gives casters something viable. Should counter massive amounts of regeneration.
Make it worth the cost.
Especially against those lots of spell vamp, vampiric scepters, high amounts of regen, healers, all kinds of stuff. Really good change. It's just a lot of fun stuff this patch. I'm really excited for it.
If only we had a champion. But kind of talking about what's been on the test beta, Varus is still on there. They're reworking him. Something must be off. But there's a few things that they're talking about. First is a cat change. They're going to tweak cat a bit.
Yeah, they're going to change... They're talking about changing her Killer Instincts thing, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, some really cool stuff on the PvE, and we're all looking forward to it. The Varus patch, I think, is going to be fantastic.
The one thing that they've been talking about is they're adding a upgrade to the Chalice. Possibly. But it's been on and off, but they've been tweaking it a bunch. But what we've seen right now, it's going to build up, and it's just going to be this insane item. What the latest build had was... It builds from the Codex, a Amplifying Tome, and the Chalice, and it gives plus 80 ability power, 40 magic resist, 15 magic MP5, and it gives cooldown reduction by 12%. And it has a passive which restores. It's 50% cooldown reduction. The passive restores 12% of your maximum mana or on killer assists, and increases your.
And it gives you chalice passive.
Yeah, it's so good.
The interesting thing is that 12% mana back isn't unique.
I know it's.
So you could stack those and get 24% of your mana pool back.
Oh,
on a killer
wow!
assist.
I did not see that. Oh, wow!
So it has the potential to scale out of control.
Because the only thing unique about it is the chalice effect. Everything else is perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm. So you could build up a lot of magic resistance because it's a big chunk of MR.
But it's 3k to build.
That's not that much.
Yeah, that's about a...
That's about a Warmogs.
Yeah.
Warmogs are easy. So, I don't know. I see this item being very frightening, and they will probably nerf it, to be honest.
But I don't know. It's something Chalice needed, because I like Chalice as an item, but it just doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere. It's a very cheap item and just ends. But we got some cool skins this patch. We got a Frost Arella. We'll kind of talk about how that plays in a little bit later. We also got Rune Wars Renekton.
Frost War Aurelia should have been the skin that came out as her newest skin originally, not the Shadow Step one that makes her look like Batman. This one is a great detail one. Very, very nice looking. I love the
That's
style.
some new particle effects too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I haven't seen it in game yet, unfortunately. I'm not really a player, but I love the way it looks. Bright blue, very, very colorful. It's a complete contrast to the other skin that came out for her.
The next one, of course, is Rune Wars Renekton. Rune Wars is a lore event in the League of Legends multiverse. Speaking of lore, they released a new Journal of Justice.
Wait, they did?
Yes, they did.
When did they do this?
2 days ago.
Oh!
So, guys...
Go read it! Everybody, go read it. Support the...
So, yeah, lore is coming out. There's a big chunk on Swain, on J4, Demacia, Noxus. There's a bunch of questions answered. It's really good. I'm really excited about it. But yeah, lore is great. It's coming out. But yes, Rune Wars Renekton. It's a lore skin. I'm not sure if he was around then. I'm pretty sure he was around during the Rune Wars. But it's a really cool looking skin. Armored, visceral. A really nice change from a lot of the other armors
he has. These really cool bright ruby shoulder pads. And that's probably his defining thing with the skin, along with the particle effects and stuff. And it looks fabulous. If I'm going to play Renekton, that's the skin I'm going to get for him.
For sure.
And speaking, we kind of hinted toward this a little bit earlier, there is a special skin sale. The Fire and Ice bundle is now available.
Yeah, earlier they did the Commando bundle where they had all the champions with their Commando skins, the Demacian 5. Now they're doing the Fire and Ice bundle. This is 3 champions. This is your Rammus. This is your Olaf. This is your Nocturne. Each one of their, the Frigilord, the Frost Terror Nocturne, and the Glacial Olaf. And this, of course, ties in with that new Frost Arella skin that's coming out as well. But yeah, 3 very nice-looking champions. The color is very stark. It's very noticeable. And most of the skins look pretty good.
I definitely play Frost Nocturne. I think it's one of my favorite skins out there.
Yeah.
And for all 3 of them, it's 1,713 right points, and you have to buy them all at once, I think.
Wow.
But it's still a really good deal. And on the hotter side of this, we have the Firefang Warwick, Obsidian Malphite, and the Molten Rammus skin.
Molten Rammus, not my favorite skin, but it's very noticeable. Again, the color scheme is very bright, easy to notice. I didn't personally care much for Molten Rammus, but Firefang Warwick and Obsidian Malphite are 2 terrific skins. Fantastic looking. I use Obsidian Malphite. And it's a great skin. I mean, it looks really good.
More people need to play with that skin.
Yeah, it's terrific.
It looks like he's melted down from his original skin. He's like, please help me!
And Firefang Warwick, I mean, the fire detail on him looks fantastic.
Oh, that's when they were first testing out the fire effects before Brand came out, wasn't it?
I think it may have been.
Now, again, you could buy these all together, and this one's going to cost you 2,267 riot points. Don't forget, though, that if you're going to buy these bundles, you have to have the champions for it. I don't know if they give you the champions for it or not, but it could be just the skins. If not, let us know about that. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't actually bought any of these.
Indubitably. But yeah, that's the new bundle they're doing, so check that out, guys. It's definitely very cool.
And one thing that you didn't know about is there's some new merchandise. They have a couple of new skins. There's the Mundo shirt where it just has Mundo's face on it. Mundo. You have the Baron skin, or Baron shirt with his icon on it. You have the Good Luck, Have Fun, and the GG shirt. Finally, there is a new poster, of Garen. Yes.
Garen.
It is on pre-sale right now. It is a... What's the dimensions on it? It doesn't even tell you the dimensions of it. But it is a very nice looking skin. Very, very detailed.
I love Garen.
It looks great. I'm definitely going to pick this one up.
Garen is
For only $15. It's pretty
so
nice.
So handsome.
But definitely check it out. Pick them up now because they are on pre-sale. I don't know how many more are going to be left. There's going to be a link on their website. It's from Jinx, so it's a good company. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm super stoked.
Super stoked.
And of course, the $5 million tournament is coming up. They just announced the cool thing. They have a cool poster going. So if you're a big tournament guy, this is the one. This is the big one that everyone's excited for. So look forward to it. And yeah, that's it for official news this week. We're going to be moving on to our own section. Our first question comes from Vivo Magneto 2000. He says, you guys should do some community play dates with your subscribers so they can play with you. I hear your last tournament was a little bit unsuccessful.
A little.
But how about a 1v1 tournament for your next contest? To be honest, we actually do. We do like to play with our subs.
When we're on and, time comes down.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's tons of people that I play with every now and again. And, in fact, I played with some fans earlier. We tried to figure out some stuff with Oriana and Invisible Balls. But we're always happy to play. My handle in-game is Axis48. So if you want to play with me, you can add that and then hit me up in-game. I don't have a ton of time to play, but if I am online, feel free to hit me up. I'm happy to play with you guys.
My handle on LOL is Campter. We'll have that actually. I'll put that on the screen right there on the annotations. If you guys want to play games with me on Steam or anything like that, I am Water Elemental 33, I think, or Elemental 33. My picture is a picture of Mega Man eating a coconut on a unicycle.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's very distinct.
I think my handle on Steam is
Axis48.
Axis48 as well, and it's a picture of Garen with a Mingusta face.
But yeah, that's us. I have been planning some stuff what we could do during the summer. I have what I'm working on as a kind of a King of the Hill style League of Legends group tournament going on right there.
King of the Hill.
And all the details and stuff like that are on there. If people are more interested, let me know. Let me know on the forums. Check that out. There's some other stuff I'm planning for the summer, like the top deck videos, all sorts of stuff going on right there.
For sure.
And yeah, that's really it about kind of what I'm planning for the summer and what we were going to do to get in...
So, we're spilling everything out on one question. This is an unrelated question.
Well, no, he asked if we're going to be planning stuff, and I have stuff planned.
You would say that.
I love you, Viva. Don't be mad at me for upstaging your question.
Our next question comes from KSTSR.
I've never heard of him before. Thank you for your question.
I've probably messed up his name, but he says, have you guys done a create a new item contest? This should be fun. I know a lot of people have new items for ideas. I'll reverse that.
There's some good ideas for items.
No, but that is a cool idea. I've personally thought of a few items that I've put up on the forums or over on League. That is a great idea. We'll consider it with some of the other ones we've been knocking around. We are going to wait a little bit before our next contest just so we can settle and, do some other projects and work on some other things before we go judging and have everyone fill.
Because look how long it took the last time because we just got so busy.
I know. It's terrible.
I felt so bad about that because everything was there and waiting on us. I'm just like, all right, we got to sit down and wait. We've got problems with YouTube. All right, that sounds great. All right, we're going to get going. Up there, something broken with the forums. All right.
It's terrific. But that is a good idea, and that's definitely something to consider. But that's very cool. I mean, even if you want to submit a cool idea to our forums or to the Riot forums, go right ahead. We're happy to look over them. We'll even give you some feedback.
Yeah, definitely. We have no problems with you guys posting your ideas and stuff like that and getting our personal feedback on it. I love reading, what was it? We had someone during the contest, he put like a 5-post thing about his character, which was a fun thing to read. So
it was very good. Even did a video. I think we mentioned that in the
yeah, we did. But after the contest was over, he put down that whole lore thing.
Really?
About it, which was kind of cool. So
fascinating. But yes, please. That's a great idea for a contest. And even if we aren't having a contest, if you have a cool idea you want us to see or you want the rest of the forums to see,
heck, we'll even make a segment if a lot of people want to do it. Just kind of like fan creation stuff.
Indeed.
We need more segments.
We'll do our own summoner showcase.
that will last more than 5 minutes and less tits.
That's a bad thing.
I'm pretty on the inside.
Yeah. Sure you are. No, but that's it for questions this week, guys. We love getting questions and answer them on the show. We usually take one or two. We take them from the comment section, which you all know how that works. And, of course, we take some more from our forums at spazticgaming.com or from our email at spazticgaming@gmail.com.
We haven't gotten any questions in our email in such a long time, guys. Let me use that email box for more than just finding out people are unsubscribing or subscribing, or if YouTube's telling me we're doing something wrong.
Or the nudie pictures I send you. No, we used to get a lot of long-form questions in our email box, and we kind of missed those. So if you guys have a really kind of interesting question about the meta, or a really at-length question about the future of LoL, or anything like that.
Personal questions are also, we don't mind talking about ourselves. Keith Axis does it all the time.
I hate you.
I'm sorry.
That's funny, though. But yeah, that's really it. I mean, we will have a contest coming up soon, and like Water said, he's got a cool King of the Hill thing he's developing on the forums. So if you want to take a look at that, give him some feedback.
I even made a picture for it. It looks like crap.
But yeah, you have our handles. If you want to play with us sometime, we'll be there. And this has been Axis.
And Water Elemental.
And I love the smell of pinatas.
Ooh, I want to go play FIFA Pinata.